coffee brewing as the sun peeks through the haze. Birds are chirping, serenading morning's praise. Front porch creaks as dreams fade away. America's awakened to a brand new day. Old vinyl spinning a sweet old tune. Day starts dancing under a sleepy moon. Loose print smudges on fingers of grace. America's awakened at her own steady pace. Sips of sunshine in a coffee cup. Simple moments lifting spirits up. From the mountains to the sandy shore. Morning in America, want just a little more. Neighbors waving with a friendly rise. Kids with backpacks chasing daylight skies. Eyes cooling on a windowsill so fine. America's awakened with a heart full of shine. Old vinyl spinning a sweet old tune. Day starts dancing under a sleepy moon. Newsprint smudges on fingers of grace. America's awakened at her own steady pace. Sips of sunshine in a coffee cup. Simple moments lifting spirits up. From the mountains to the sandy shore. Morning in America, want just a little more. Neighbors waving with a friendly rise. Kids with backpacks chasing daylight skies. Eyes cooling on a windowsill so fine. America's awakened with a heart full of shine. Neighbors waving with a friendly rise. Kids with backpacks chasing daylight skies. Eyes cooling on a windowsill so fine. America's awakened with a heart full of shine. Tractors rumble, fields coming alive. Big wheels turning where hopes and dreams strive. Laughter echoes down the old dirt road. America's awakened to lighten her load. America's awakened to lighten her load.
Good morning, everyone. It is time to wake up. I love that. I love the steam whistle. Because I know people hate it. Let's see. We had TC who was first. Good morning. We have Nancy in here. Good morning. We got Joan. Good morning. Hellhound. Good morning. Hellhound is being told he's Redneck Mafia, but he's not. Lakana, good morning. All the way from Singapore. Thank you so much for watching. Good to have you here. John Naylor, good morning. Who else we got? Oh, Vet Firefighter and Gary H. Good morning, you two. Good to see you. AVA's here in the house. Good morning. Bingo Bruty. Good morning. Good morning. Bingo. I don't have the little thing that Coop does where it's bingo. Channel Meme News. Good morning. Oh, Nancy is double watching. Thank you. I have to laugh because there are people that it's like, okay, if you don't like me and you don't like Georgie, okay, you don't have to. Just move on. Go away. Like, go do your own thing. They can't do that. Instead, they have to be, they have to comment. They have to be a part of this. That's so, like, the stalker, is super mad today because Georgie put up certain pictures of the stalker, and it's like, well, you wanted this attention. You wanted this. You wanted a fight. Now you got to fight. What's the problem? You didn't think talking about Georgie's kids would make her respond? Seriously? Like, what did you expect? I just finished 16.1 miles and now I need to cool down of the shower. Did you do that on a treadmill? I worry about you running up there. It does get freezing and there's black ice. There's black ice, people. Watch out for the black ice. I worry about TC out there running and then, he slides in front of traffic. Um, yeah. Hopefully Bestie. Oh, there she is. I was saying hopefully Bestie gets here. She threatened my children. Yep. Yes, she did. And then she's gonna act holier than thou that you posted her picture. But I love how yeah, she's accusing other people of being redneck mafia. She like doesn't even know who people are. Lurkers and trolls. Oh, they are here. They are here. And then they run to their little groups and talk about us. Thanks for watching, you morons. And they're like, "Oh, Federer Nation got his little dick in a twist because uh, of something we said here." It's like, well, yeah, you don't think people are gonna send me screenshots? Okay. I'm just glad I don't have to be in their group. Oh my god, their posts are bad. Like they, you want to talk about the most boomerish group where it's just like they don't even understand how to meme. It's sad. It is sad. Hold on. There we go. It's starting to get warm in here. I'm gonna wash that today. Right? Right? Don't attack people. Don't attack people. They could all just move on, but they choose not to. And then we have the fleas trying to say that Jeremy and like they weren't careful about it because she said alleged once. That that doesn't absolve you of defamation, which you're in a court case about that to begin with. So you're a moron. But they're saying that Jeremy called a school that Lips teaches at, and they said the school was put on lockdown, and then they said evacuated, and yeah, it turns out none of that actually happened. Uh, and we're supposed to believe this. This is coming from who's the source on this? Lips, Miss Fake Obituary. That's the source on it. You know, it's kind of like if Jeremy was so bad, why why do you need to fake all these things? It's like when these Democrats, they get caught like with the fake swastikas and stuff, and or like that there was that group that went when Youngkin was running in Virginia several years ago, and they sent that group to pretend to be Klan members. It's like if racism is so bad, why do you need to fake it? If it were that bad, you don't need to fake it. But they get caught faking it every time. Just like Lips. If Jeremy was so bothered by Lips, why would he fake it? He doesn't need to. Doesn't need to. Everything about their story is bullshit. Like there is not one part of their story I find believable. Wendy should really lay off the drugs. I think we're getting to the point where we have to send a wellness check on Wendy. That's what I think. She is getting crazier and crazier. Um, a part of me, a part of me is thinking about reaching out to her family and being like, "You need to tell this woman to stop." Yeah, Hellhound calls her out, but Hellhound, you're under the wrong account. You're supposed to be Redneck Mafia. That was funny. Like you can't even get people correct. And don't get me wrong, I get confused sometimes. But when I get confused, I reach out to someone. Normally Bestie, um, my girlfriend, by the way, me and Georgie are boyfriend girlfriend. Um, yeah, so and she's my fiance apparently too. Uh, yeah, she's threatening to call CPS. Yeah, she is. Um, and that's why if I dare her to. I dare her to because I like there's something I'm gonna do if she does. I'll just say that. Like if she wants to bring on that type of stuff, we can play that game. But see that what you're already seeing is that's why I hate the feds and their ops like Patriot Front, Patriot Front. Oh, Patriot Front, absolutely a front, absolutely. And it should make people ask if the problem is so bad, why do the feds need to fake them? 100%. Exactly, exactly. TC, the whole kidnapping of Gretchen Whitmer, like and people are like they got convictions. The only convictions they got were the three guys who took plea deals. They took plea deals. Two guys said, we were not like that was not our idea. We weren't going along with it. That was this dude. And it turns out it was an FBI informant. Same thing with January 6th. Over 200 FBI agents on the ground. It you did and they were involved. They're not allowed to be involved. They're not allowed to commit crimes. So if they're there and they're doing that, well, then it clearly you were the instigator. Apparently, I'm seeing stuff now that the January 6th pipe bomber they're saying was a female and a Capitol police officer. So I would love to see the truth come out about that. Uh, Also, Trump had another Supreme Court win yesterday. The Supreme Court he appealed the SNAP benefits decision, and the Supreme Court stepped in and said, "Yeah, that's ridiculous. Can't do that." Because so let me give you guys a little bit of. They said they keep saying contingency funds. It's actually the Agricultural Department's food emergency fund. It's for emergencies to provide food. Um, and what the judge said was the judge said, "No, you can't not pay SNAP benefits. You have to give them this money set aside for this food." So, Trump first asked to clarify the order while they were appealing to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court stepped in and said, "That's unlawful. You can't do that." Because when it's money for an emergency, the only person who can declare emergency is not a judge. The only person who can do it is the president. So when I was talking online with people about it, I was like, yeah, this is clearly unconstitutional. Only the president has the power to declare emergency. A judge, the funds might be there and the judge might disagree with the president, but you don't have the power to declare emergency. That is not your section of the Constitution. Uh, Now, if someone sues and says the president declared an emergency and I think it's wrong, okay, you might have the ability to review that. You might, but no, not not too much. So another activist judge overturned. Dara, Dara, Dara is lurking. I, I I see that and I immediately start going into oh, what's his name? Um, he was from Saturday Night Live. But his impression of Ross Perot, no, you guys know who I'm talking. Dana Carvey, Dar, Dar. Um, please send some heat this way. On top of that, looking for our first snow flurries. Yeah, yeah, I did see my family is looking at possibly getting some snow. Not me, no snow here. Um, But you know, it's not the worst thing in the world. Uh, I had a very easy summer. I can't complain. You know, I can't complain too much. Uh, Supreme Court is about to take up gay marriage. I kind of look at this as the thing of Roe v. Wade. Don't care. When this whole debate was going on back the first time, I was in favor of getting government out of marriage. Every marriage should just be a civil union because civil union doesn't have any religious ties to it. It's only government. That's how marriages should be recorded government wise. And it ends the debate because then it's not gay marriage, it's gay civil union. Then if I get married uh, to the government, it's a civil union. And that should be allowed. And we need to make divorces easier. You guys realize I was talking to someone yesterday because I actually had court for my divorce. Uh, my ex didn't show. Shock. My lawyer didn't show, but I got a thing. I didn't get notified ahead of time. Apparently, my lawyer was in the hospital. So, continuance. Shock. Um, I wasn't expecting anything to be done anyway. My divorce started in December of 2018 and is still going on. Still going on. Like that should be the crime right there. Kept my weight below 170 for over a week now. There you go. There you go, TC. I don't ever recall so many judges getting so heavily involved in politics. Yeah, well, I mean, it's the left because I mean, you look at who these activist judges are. They're a lot of them are Obama and Biden appointees. There should be judicial restraint that if like what they say, if a judge doesn't have to make a ruling, don't make the ruling. Um, But, like, especially with the one you realize Trump's convictions, his 34 convictions are gonna be tossed. The second appeals court pretty much came in and they were like, "Look, that whole case, because the predicate crime, they got him for 34 counts of paying off, for a cover up of hush money." Okay, first off, the whole hush money thing, that's not a crime. That is not a crime at all. Um It was to keep stories out of the press. That's very common for campaigns. It's very common for campaigns. Um, Cohen didn't inform Trump fully about what the money was for. In fact, he was billing on the things it says for legal retainer, legal work. So, and Trump paid it. The uh, the campaign paid it. Which, if you're saying it is a crime, that makes it a FEC, federal election crime. Uh, and that means it should, because it's a federal election, federal laws should have been in federal court. I don't recall. Okay, I read that one. Who's Wendy? Wednesday Mace. Uh, yep. California is nuts to still make couples wait for 6 months. Yeah, yeah, that is kind of dumb. I like the way Nevada does it. Marriage license should be renewable just like any other license. I got no problem with that. Um, but yeah, so if you read that decision, which by the way, it was two Obama appointees and a Biden appointee. Sorry, guys, I'm still coughing. I'm still getting the phlegm. So yeah, it wasn't the appeals court was not favorable to Trump at all. The reason we have gay marriage is because the religious right back in the day demanded control of marriage through government. Oh, I totally agree with you, TC. Totally agree with you. And and I don't think um, faith has much of a place in most of our laws. I'll say that too. You can't legislate religiousness. You can't, and that's why I'm against blue laws. Like you can't buy alcohol on a Sunday. Like that's bullshit. But with this, back to the Trump case. So yeah, this was a Second Circuit Court of Appeals out of Connecticut, I believe, who said, they were looking at the whole thing and they were like, look, the judge, because what had happened was before the trial happened, they went to federal court. And first off, Alvin Bragg lied and said, no, we're not using a federal crime as the predicate crime. Well, that ended up being false. Really, I think he wasn't even ready for trial. They were rushing because they wanted to get convictions before Trump could run. So they were going after multiple predicate crimes, and that was just one possibility, and that was the best one that they had. So they said no in federal court. That's what they weren't going to use as the predicate crime for those 34 convictions. Um, but it was, which meant the whole thing should have been in federal court because you have to establish a federal crime with the federal jurisdiction. Um, Same time, you can't have objective style laws without religious morality is a bedrock. I agree with you there too. 100% agree with you there too. Um, our nation is a Jude, and I know you don't like the term. It is Judeo-Christian morality, and that when I say Judeo-Christian, I'm really talking about morality. I'm not really talking about the religiousness. Um, but yeah, with the Second Circuit Court, this judge ruled before the trial even started. No, no, they're okay doing this in state court. Well, then they did the trial. Also, in the midst of the trial, the Supreme Court came out and said, "Hey, the president has immunity. Like he's got anything constitutional, he's got immunity on. Anything that could be tied to constitutionality, it's presumed he's got immunity. Very high bars to get over. And then there are things where it's like it has nothing to do with the presidency at all. Uh, so so that is what's unofficial acts. So like Trump's tweets are presumed immunity because he has to talk to the nation. Okay. He is the president. He has to communicate to the people. So that's, while it's not said in the Constitution, it's presumed. Well, in the trial, they used his tweets as evidence. If it has immunity, you can't use it as evidence. Same thing, they put Cohen on the stand, and Cohen, talked about discussions they had in the White House, in the Oval Office. Again, that has presumed immunity. Um, so again, high bar shouldn't have been used. And then the real kicker is they brought in Hope Hicks, and they made her testify over objection uh, about things that Trump was looking to communicate. Again, now that one I would say is not even presumed immunity. I would say that one is clearly that's his communication director. It's a discussion about communication with the people, with an official of the White House. Like that is completely immune. And the Judge Mercan ruled against that and said, no, that's not what the Supreme Court said. Well, it's being appealed to the New York Appeals Court. I expect it to win eventually. If he doesn't win at the appeals, he's going to win at the New York Supreme Court. But the judge in the federal case said, "Oh, that judge already decided that." Well, uh, the appeals court in the Second Circuit Court looked at that and said, "No, no, you have to make a decision on this too. That judge is deciding different factors. You have to look at this through a federal lens." And there's actually a statute out there about federal officers, and it's funny because the left, they used this same statute, um, for removing federal officers during the Obama and Biden years to say, "Oh, you can't remove these people. You can't remove these people." Same thing with when Trump has fired people from like the National Labor Relations Board. They cite to this and say, "You can't fire these people." Um, like you have to prove that they did wrong in a federal court. Uh, Well, guess what? That same thing says, hey, if I'm a federal officer, okay, and I am doing my federal duties, it doesn't matter that the state might have a law that criminalizes it. I cannot be prosecuted. It is a federal jurisdiction. You don't have the ability to do it. They call it there's a defense out there, but it's like a federal defense, right? So they're arguing that it doesn't apply to Trump. The judge who ruled against Trump is arguing that that applies to everyone in the federal government but the president. Really? The president has probably the most immunity of any person in the country because we elect him, because we make the choice. We it's very hard to become the president, and that's why we do that. Wonder how the stalker would like if we brought up her niece and her brother and put it all out there. Exactly, Hellhound. Exactly. And that's why keep saying, she wants to keep playing the games. Skipper will play these games. I will absolutely play these games. But yeah, so that happened this week, and the left is arguing, saying, no, those convictions are not going to be overturned. Trump actually gets 2 bites of the apple, which is very, very rare. He gets to challenge this in New York State Court, and because of the way they did it, and because it was such a bad case, he gets to challenge it in federal court. And then, let's say federal court shoots him down, and then state court keeps shooting him down. He can take his state arguments into the federal court and then re-argue them in the federal court. So yeah, like those convictions, yeah, they're done. I'm telling you, they're done. There's too much wrong. You realize they told the jury, they told the New York judge, part of his jury instructions was they had to agree that he was covering up for a crime, okay? But they didn't have to agree on the crime. Like, so you could have, you got 12 juries, so 6 of them could think it was this crime and 6 of them could think it was this crime. How is that not a Sixth Amendment violation? Like, oh, so the prosecution doesn't get to put forward a definitive theory on the case. They get to give us multiple choice, and then if half the people believe one, half the people believe one, that is not a unanimous jury by your peers. That's not how you have to for there to be a cover up, you have to establish that a crime happened. Everyone has to agree to that crime. And then you get to the conspiracy. All he's proving is the conspiracy, and uh, then you get to this. Then you just get to figure out what crime. That is completely against our system of law. Completely against it. Um, you know, secondary there are secondary charges, and you see this with First Amendment auditors all the time, where people are like, "Oh yeah, you're trespassing. I never went onto their property. Oh well, you're failing to identify. Well, that's a secondary crime. Why do I need to identify? Well, because you were trespassing. No, no, I was never on their property. You see that all the time. Secondary crimes, you need the underlying predicate crime. She was scammed by you because she believed you, which is so stupid. Don't watch. Just don't watch. Right, Georgie? um Wendy's closing hundreds of stores starting in, you mean restaurants? I hate when uh journalists write things horribly. Yeah, so Wendy's, they're going to announce they're going to close hundreds more stores. They don't have stores. They have restaurants, you idiot. Sorry. Uh they're going to close 240 to 360 restaurants. USA Today is notorious for hiring bad journalists. I've known people who've written for Gannett. Um, Gannett is the parent company to the USA Today. They wrote for one publication, but they were frequently like their stories got picked up by the USA Today, and they were so critical. Do you know Gannett? Um, that was their home in Magnum PI, the the Hawaiian Mansion. Outback is closing some locations. I'm not surprised about that. Mark Sanchez was fired as Fox Sports NFL analyst. Not surprised by that. Uh, Costco recalls nearly 1 million bottles of Prosecco. That's interesting. Trump said, hey, Walmart's Thanksgiving cost is down 25%. And on its face, that is true. What actually happened is Walmart cut a bunch of stuff from its Thanksgiving meal thing. That was not Trump, but everyone is fact checking it like it's Trump. It's like this isn't like when the White House during Biden they were trying to say you saved 8%, I think it was, and people actually started going through and looking at the prices and said, no, your prices are wrong. That was the White House saying that. This is Trump just talking about um, Walmart. And yeah, Walmart is doing shrinkflation. Most corporations refer to the individual locations as stores. Yeah, but that's not what to the everyday person. That's not what that is. I know what you're talking about though, TC. Um, yeah, I, when it comes to journalists communicating to people is what I'm talking about. Oh, she's saying she's the one that got your YouTube taken down. She's probably not correct about that. She's probably just saying that, to be honest. Well, that's what politicians do. They will absolutely push out things. Um, if someone's pushing something out, even if it's a willful disregard to the truth, another politician will push it out. It happens all the time, all the time. Um, for me, I'd be more calling out Walmart for their behaviors. Let's see. Are you coming up here? What are you doing? What are you doing, kitty? Um, I will be watching college football today. I'm just looking through to see if there's any major like everyone's mad about the flights are delayed. Well, write your congressman, tell him to end the shutdown. I really don't think it's long for the shutdown. I I don't. I'm seeing both sides. While they're saying they're not going to talk, I think both sides are panicking at this point. I think they're just looking for a way to end it. They both want to save face. Um, but yeah, uh, I think Trump has like he wants the filibuster to end. I do think that. And I don't want the filibuster to end. I will absolutely disagree with Trump every day of the week. I think that's a strategic mistake because the Republicans will be in the minority at some point again, and they'll wish they had the filibuster. Now, if you're going to say get rid of the filibuster for budgetary matters, okay, I'd listen to that. It's kind of like what they did with reconciliation, where uh, reconciliation is it has to be a budgetary matter. You can pass it with a straight up and down vote, but Republicans used it already for the big beautiful bill. That's why the shutdown. That's why they can't just do 51 votes and have it pass. Um, but I don't want the filibuster gone, especially for laws. Um, we already talked about the SCOTUS order for SNAP. Um, Mandami, dude, I am so happy Mandami won. Like, for the same reason that I get happy. Like, I am so happy that California passed their thing. I didn't vote in this election. I don't always vote in every election. But I looked at it, I was like, it's gonna pass. It's a waste of my time. But it outs that no, the Democrats gerrymander too. They definitely, as much as they, oh, gerrymandering should be there. That's the process, and they do it too. And to think that they don't, like, come on. So that is part of it, Georgie, but that's not the whole thing. Um, I'd be lying if I said, "Oh yeah, yeah, that's what it is." No, like that is part of it. They do want what they want is they do want to take out the section that precludes illegals from getting uh, uh, Medicaid and Medicare. They do want it. They want that language removed. So yes, but what they really want is subsidies for the Obamacare. That's really and Republicans just want a continuing resolution. Um, so I mean, I I I get it. I get it. Dems put into a bill to reopen the government for 1 year if Trump agrees to certain terms. Yeah, you're going to hear more and more stuff about that dripping. They're not talking yet, uh, but I don't think there's a need for them to talk. I really don't, because they know where each other stands. There's no need to negotiate anymore. Um, you know what they want. Are you going to put up a bill that put allows the other one to have stuff? Gilmore Girl stuff, like the show's like 20 years old. Move on. You don't see. I loved the show Heroes. They tried to bring it back, but each time it's like they get plagued with something happens that takes away the writers, and then it ends up mid season with shitty writing. But I loved the show Heroes. I thought that was great, and but you don't see me bitching about it today. Um, I'm just looking to see if there's anything new. Taco's got a new Baja Blast pie. Hmm. It's probably very good and probably very bad for you. I'm just looking through all the news here. Is there anyone that actually believes Jeremy called the school? I don't think so. Even people on their side, I don't think believe that. They might say it, but they don't believe it. Uh, Consumer sentiment near lowest ever. Well, yeah, we businesses can't expand. They need to lower the interest rates. They keep ticking them down. No, just give us like a 2% decrease, and we'll be fine. I think the interest rate should be 5%. They're like 6.2 right now. Um, yeah, some people are still playing politics with the ICE raids. There's oh, they went into a daycare. The woman and the dude that they arrested weren't daycare workers. They were pulled over and they fled into a daycare. So, yeah, I don't care about them going into a daycare for that. If they were going in and arresting daycare workers, Okay, I would say you probably shouldn't do that. You could traumatize kids, but that's not what happened. That's not what happened at all. Bans troops and flyovers from NFL's Veterans Day events. Hmm. I mean, that's Hegseth's decision if he wants to do that. California town becomes first in the nation to ban tobacco. I don't see how that's legal. Uh, the Tiburon Town Council on all tobacco and nicotine products. Yeah, I don't know if that's legal. Just like, here in San Bernardino County, you weed is illegal, but it's not completely illegal. Like if you bought it legally somewhere else, you can have it, you can smoke it. You can even grow it for your own use. What you can't do is sell it commercially. So what happened here? The Indians, they own their own federal property, but now they sell it. That's why, monopolies only exist with government help. Mm, yeah, Jeremy has way too much. I don't think he ever cares about lips. I don't think he cares about it all. She wants his attention. She looks at what Jeremy does, and that's what she wants to be. She wants to be that influencer. Dude, once banned online, Nick Fuentes rises again to Royal MAGA. They are pushing Nick Fuentes so hard. Like the media really wants to paint Nick Fuentes as the new face of the right. And I'm sorry, no, he doesn't represent me. Tobacco is way more dangerous than weed will ever be. Debatable. That's debatable. Um, uh, what I have a problem with is people who don't think vapes should be treated the way cigarettes are. Oh, they should. They absolutely should. Um, the Farmer's Almanac is closing down. Makes sense though. I don't think it's something that we need anymore. Singapore is beating online scammers with canes. Okay. Um, Venezuelans begin fleeing USA as protections and threat of war looms. Okay. Well, if you're here illegally, yeah, you shouldn't be here. So yeah, that's as I'm looking through everything, yeah, vape is hella dangerous. Oh yes, I totally agree. When I used to smoke from the reservation cigarettes. Yep. Tell us how you really feel, TZ. For me, like I think vaping is great for people who are trying to stop smoking. I think it is great for that. However, you're not going to see me doing it. It's not going to be something I pick up. Nope. Uh, yeah. Oh, trying to think what else. What else do we want to talk about this morning? You guys got anything? I put out my archaeology or liars video yesterday, and wow, did some people get mad at me? Like, are you serious? Are you serious? Did you watch the video? Oh, yeah, I think vape is dangerous. And it's primarily dangerous because people say it's not dangerous. Oh, I know what we should do. Do you guys want to do help Skipper find love? You have a lot to do today, so you don't want to help Skipper find love? Is that what you're saying, Georgie? Where's that? I'm looking for Prison Connect. Oh no, that's why. Keeps putting me on. Well, do you want me to save it for Veteran Nation? Does TC want to do Prison Connect with me tomorrow? There's some there there's some potentials here, right? We're in love according to our haters. And let me just say, there's some thick girls. Like, oh my god. Yeah. I guess we'll wait. TC's not answering me. So, I guess we'll wait. I'll go ahead and end this today. I didn't have a whole well, I had a couple things I want to talk about. Uh, but yeah, we'll go ahead and end this for today. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll talk about the haters again tomorrow because we know that they love it. And yeah, I'll be watching college football today. So you guys saw my picks. Let's see if Skipper's right. Thank you guys for being here, and as always, thank you for being worth serving.
Coffee brewing as the sun peeks through the haze. Birds are chirping, serenading morning's praise. Front porch creaks as dreams fade away. America's awakened to a brand new day. Old vinyl spinning a sweet old tune. Day starts dancing under a sleeping moon. Loose print smudges on fingers of grace. America's awakening at her own steady pace. Sips of sunshine in a coffee cup. Simple moments lifting spirits up. From the mountains to the sandy shore. Morning in America, want just a little more. Neighbors waving with a friendly rise. Kids with backpacks chasing daylight skies. Eyes cooling on a windowsill so fine. America's awakened with a heart full of shine. Old vinyl spinning a sweet old tune. Day starts dancing under a sleeping moon. Newsprint smudges on fingers of grace. America's awakened at her own steady pace. Sips of sunshine in a coffee cup. Simple moments lifting spirits up. From the mountains to the sandy shore. Morning in America, wanting just a little more. Neighbors waving with a friendly rise. Kids with backpacks chasing daylight skies. Eyes cooling on a windowsill so fine. America's awakened with a heart full of shine. Neighbors waving with a friendly rise. Kids with backpacks chasing daylight night skies, eyes cooling on windowsills so fine. America's awakened with a heart full of shine. Tractors rumble, fields coming alive, big wheels turning where hopes and dreams strive. Laughter echoes down the old dirt road. America's awakened to lighten her load. America's awakened to lighten her load.